Drop it.
What's going on, everybody? Yo, Larry. What's going on, trader? What's up, Life Wisdom? What's up, Jacob? Yes, top of the morning, 10:30 a.m. sharp. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Bob. All right, so as you guys are well aware, I literally destroyed the market today. Now, I don't want you guys to become like disenchanted with the gains, right? Those are not typical gains. 166%. I normally don't. I normally don't play that way, but I have an explanation, right? I will tell you guys this, right? If it serves as a motivation, absolutely, go for it. I've been doing this for over a decade. I have 100 freaking percent faith in the system that I'm teaching and what I show you guys. Now, I did 166% on my port. And obviously I took very, very unnecessary risks. Mind you, this is the $10,000 port, which I've been up considerably. So I look at it as free money. Again, the $10,000 is money I don't care about. Just doing it for fun, proof of concept, and, riding it out to the end of the year. I told STV, I'm going to raise the bar. Let's go for $500,000 to $1 million. But let's get to the root of my why on this one. So in beta chat yesterday, I had shared with everyone a conversation I was having. We were using L. Andy's 1% chart. My son was looking at it. He was entering numbers, and he was looking at the power of compounding, right? And so my son takes a very, very, deep interest in what I do. So first question he asked was, what was the average salary in the United States, which is about just over $50,000. Now, he basically said, all right, at 16, I'm going to get a part-time job, and I'm going to save $20,000, and I'm going to trade, and I'm going to make 1% a day. Now, according to his calculations, using the compound calculator, he guesstimates that by the time he's 19, 20 years old, he'll be a multimillionaire. I'm all for it. All for it, right? So I'm my son's Superman. I'm his hero, if you will, right? And so he then asked me a really, really deep question. He was like, okay, so what do I do in my 20s? Am I just going to be lazy? What do I do with all that money? I mean, according to his calculations, he's reaching 100 million by 2022, 23. According to his calculations, he was having a blast with it. And he asked, why don't more people do this? And that was a very valid question. And I like to blame society. Let me explain. Right? The government, the elitist, all the such, right, need you to be poor. Because the majority of society being poor means that the government takes more in taxes. Why is it over the past 30, 40 years we've seen more children diagnosed with autism, ADHD? We see the fabric of the home just absolutely destroyed, right? We go ahead and say, okay, well, we have the man working, the mom staying at home. Let's go ahead and create additional tax revenues by making sure that the woman has to go to work. Step one. Step two, right? Diagnose these children with behavioral issues. That way, for every child, there's about three specialists in their lives who are paid rather well. Additional taxes. They're making money off the services that are being provided and using children as the scapegoat. You imagine that, right? We go ahead and we teach something like autism. We teach it out as it being a disability when I think it's probably one of the most incredible superpowers that a child could have. But yet there are specialists in behavioral techs who are making $50, $60, $70, $80, $90,000, right? A year. Behavioral analysts over six figures, right? You have a behavioral tech, you have an analyst, you have all of that, right? They're making so much money, and then the government's making money off of their income, which then offsets the cost of Medicaid and services provided to the families who are not capable. Right? Okay, cool. So, my son says, hey, Dad, it'd be cool if you could double your port tomorrow. And I'm like, well, what's in it for me? He goes, well, maybe we could go do something with it. And he's on this very noble ride at this point of his life. And he wants to help his friends and help others. And, hey, raised him right. But the fact that he said, I make this money, I just want to give it away and help people. Dope. So we made a little bet that if I doubled my port, that we would go do something awesome in the world. So that's what I did. You see, I raised my boy on your word is your bond, right? And he's never let me down. I've never had to spank my kid, right? Never. I keep my word to him. He keeps his word to me. It's just absolute camaraderie because a boy he is, but a man he will be. Absolute camaraderie. That's how I raise him. So, yeah, I showboated a little bit, but I did it for my boy, right? It is what it is. I don't want you guys ever to feel, again, disenfranchised, disenchanted, or feeling like, well, I can't perform that way. You can and you will be able to, right? The more money you have, the more you make. That's just the nature of this game. Okay? Now, I need to explain to you, now that I give you, the backstory as to why I performed the way I did, right? And I do so with pride. Okay? Let me explain where I did it. Okay? But first, let me have, yeah, we got to do it. Coke and hookers, baby. That's what it's all about. Let's go ahead and rock and roll. Guys, if you want to learn this system, a system that I put my neck out on, right? Check out trade1348.com, pinned to the top of the comments, also down in the description. Okay? So, it's funny how you say Tesla, because that's exactly where I was playing. I was playing Tesla, and I was playing Nvidia. Now, Tesla here, I went 40% allocation on this move to the downside. And Tesla likes to pay. Now, keep in mind, guys, because I'm over $25,000, I had shifted my account to margin, which means that I have an entire port allocation, at my disposal, which allows me to go in and out big, right? Sort of kind of like my cheat code, because I really wanted to be STV and force him to shave his ankles. But now I just really want, my son to say like, damn, Dad, that's cool. So I closed my position and then I played this level. Once I saw sensitivity in the level, right here and right here, I entered. Traffic light supported my thesis. We ran up. I could have taken profit here, but I saw RSI still trending up along with its moving average and the MACD, which then allowed me to defend the 200 at the break of this candle. It closes. I then see a level print here. I get out on this candle here, courtesy of RSI. That was one of my trades, right? Next up, look at Nvidia. Now, Nvidia, I had a lot of fun with because I then made 12% on this move to the upside, another like 16, 17% on the move here. I played the bounce, I killed my position, and then I waited for this, the rejection off the 200 at 958. By 10:04, by which I went ahead and sent STV my screen, I was already up 166% by the time I hit this. Okay. So Morrow says I entered on the basis of rules and not traffic lights. Yes. I need you guys to be nimble. We teach you levels for a reason. We teach you traffic lights and crosses for a reason. Okay? You have all of these skill sets at your disposal. Use it. For those who are just getting started, you will learn bit by bit, crumb by crumb, right? After all, baking a cake requires multiple ingredients. The end result is you're getting that cake, right? But you gotta learn how to make it. First we go with eggs, and we go with flour, then we go with whatever, right? Custard or vanilla flavor cake mix, whatever the case may be. It all adds up, right? And it also takes time. After all, that cake's gotta bake for a moment. This here, what I'm doing, has took me over a decade to perfect, but you guys have such a head start because while I risked it for the biscuit and while I paid my tuition in learning, we've simplified it for you. So you guys actually have the cheat code, right? Let's rock and roll. Let's get these tickers going. All right, guys. So that's just a preface to my performance today. It was fun. It's not something I intend to do every day because I'm not a degenerate. However, let's see here. I will maintain the course and trade like I want to trade, like I like to trade, right? Morrow says meta paid. Absolutely. Okay, let's do this. Let's get into the chart. Here we are. Well, damn. Looking at the chart. Woo! I probably could have had 200% on the port. But I'm done for the day, right? Let's go ahead and get into the tickers. Apple. What are we doing here, Apple? Okay, so Apple played a lot like Nvidia and played a lot like the SPY, right? Michael, if you want to follow trade, go ahead and do it, right? There's a reason. There's a reason why I did it by myself and not tell you what I was doing, because we were in chop and I have a different level of respect for the system. I live and die by it, right? I just do. Also, yeah, if you want to do follow trading, I mean, you're going to be late all the time and you're going to get burnt all the time. All right, so let's get right to the charts, right? So Apple, 1 minute traffic light here, right? You have some consolidation. If you took this traffic light here and you saw this here, this is where you should have exited here, right? Just by virtue of rules, because our side did break below 50 here, right? I trade the morning chop fast as hell, like literally fast as hell. Okay. So anyways, you have this, you should have exited here, right? And then you wait. Okay. There's money to be made if you entered here. Let's go ahead and draw this out. What are we doing? Why are you moving, chart? What's happening? All right, 1 second, guys. All right, that is right there. That's a 60-cent move. You could have made 60 cents there, right? Even if you relate to your exit here. 51 cents if you respected the 48. Okay. As it stands right now, I expect some consolidation. I really don't expect this to keep moving on up. Now, I could be wrong, but I'd rather be wrong and preserve wealth, right, than right and risk it. Okay? So let's go ahead and look at the SPY. SPY doing a lot of the same. We're on the 1 minute. Let's go ahead and see what's happening on the 5 minute. So on the 5 minute, you have this move. This is a beautiful move. I don't have a favorite ticker. Every ticker is providing opportunity. I have a favorite chart. And that chart is the 1348 chart here. This is my favorite chart. You put this on any ticker, you're going to make money. By the way, if you guys want this chart, link pinned to the top of the comments. Also, check out the link down in the description. Get the chart for free. You get knowledge, excuse me, and curriculum for 14 days before you're charged. And if you want to cancel, you just cancel. Hey, that's not on me. That's on you. You do whatever the hell you want to do at that point. All right. Eli, that's actually one of the rules, by the way, is wait till 10. Wait till after morning chop. That's something that we've taught out for over a year, okay? Especially on a 5 minute. On the 1 minute, the 1 minute just gives you quick scalping opportunities, but it's not going to make you rich, all right? So here we have the SPY. The SPY is coming on up. You do have a blue pill line here at 411. You could already see that there's some sensitivity there, right? And you got RSI coming on down into its moving average, right? You guys can't expect the market to go up forever, right? You take the opportunity and have faith in what you're being taught, okay? In this example, you do have the traffic light, which was too far away from the 13, right? But you could establish a candle close below the 48 as your risk, of which it never happened. All right, there's an echo. Let me see if I can fix that. All right. All right, how's that? How's that for echo? All right. Okay, sounds fine. All right, cool. Daily Taylor. Okay, cool. So that's essentially how I would look at this, right? I establish my risk at the 48. We don't get a candle close, and this could have been your trade of the day. I encourage you all to subscribe to the rules and really, really just take it all in, right? Because even if you were chopped out this morning here with this nonsense, it's self-correcting. Traffic light to the upside? Nope. Traffic light to the downside? Nope. Traffic light to the upside? Nope. You consolidate. Traffic light to traffic light. Your losses are absolutely minimal. In fact, if we go ahead and we say you even stood in this play here, right? Even though you shouldn't have because it was too far from the 13. Let's zoom in, right? Let's zoom in here. You guys are going to learn something here, right? So You got this traffic light here, but it was still too far from the 13, and you had the 48 as a level. So you would expect something like this to happen. And then, of course, something like this to happen. And then we get a break over the 48. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and measure out the loss should you have played traffic light to traffic light all the way through, 37 cents. Cool. Subscribe to the system, guys, because in this situation, if you establish the 48 as your risk, that's a $2 move. That's a monster move. Okay? A monster move. So, yeah, just consider that. Consider that, right? These traffic lights, as long as you're playing traffic light to traffic light, your losses are super tight. Okay? There you go. Tori, played morning chop and TQQQ, stopped out twice, losses. Let's go ahead and look at TQQQ. Right? So TQQQ on the 1 minute, you got some chop here. Right? Traffic light to traffic light to a level to traffic light. Okay. So if you were going to play this traffic light here, guys, if you held to this traffic light, 9-cent move. If you played this traffic light and got out somewhere here, right, then you were down 13 cents. Then you wait, you get a call, go ahead, and you look at these traffic lights. Be nimble, because this last one here, you would enter here as it comes back to the 13. And that's 58 cents on this on TQQQ. This pays. Okay? So you have to understand that by virtue of managing your risk, the traffic lights are always on your side, but you have to believe in them. We show you this every single time. Traffic lights, the risks are tight until you hit one. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And so if you keep your risk tight at every light, you are going to make money. But you also have to apply 1348 logic to this, okay? 1348 logic would say, oh, we're at a level here. What does price action like to do at a level? Okay. Now, I will say this. TQQQ moved too fast. I will say this. This is why I'm such an advocate of chart on one screen, play on your phone, keep, and this is something I like to do as well, right? I like to, if I'm anticipating, right? Here's a little help for you guys, okay? Let's go back to the chart, and I'm on, hi. Let's go back to the chart here. What I like to do is go ahead and find out, basically in this area, what the 13 EMA is, right? Because I'm betting that it's going to go up. So what am I doing? I'm going to go ahead and prepare a strike for my strike, my option strike, relative to where the 13 is. And it's telling me here, never mind the candles, the 13 EMA is telling me the strike should be at or about $25, right? So I'm already looking, as I'm looking at the chart, I'm already opening up $25 strike. If it's available in the options chain, call. That's what I'm looking for, right? Now, why call? Because I'm respecting a bounce off a level. I also saw, guys, this is where the teachings all come together. I also saw that RSI rejected hard from here. And by the time we got to this level, you could see we were very much overcooked. So I can play this rejection. And I know that my strike's going to be at or about 25, although it's trading below. You go ahead and take your gains. You get to 25.25 from a low of 24.67. You get paid. Does this make sense? Does rolling over work for the opposite side? I'm not sure what you're asking. Not sure what you're asking. But let's see. El Bago says, that's crazy. I missed a call on Nvidia this morning because instead of trying to buy one contract, I tried buying 10. Let's look at coin. Okay, cool. And we're going to break this down every single time, right? So you could see where the opportunity is. No, Legendary. I'm on stream. I haven't seen it. But do you want me to check it out? All right, let's go ahead and see what Legendary posted in a second. Okay, so we have coin. Now, coin has made its run. We go back to the rules, right? If the candle is too far from the 13, you don't take it unless you're going to establish the 48 as your risk. In doing such and establishing the 48 as your risk, you take an entry here, and then you play it up to an established level. Of course, it rejects, right? You get a candle close below the 48. That's cool, right? The trade's done, but you expect it to. Why? Why do you expect it to come exactly to this level? Let's look at your pre-market level, which was established here. Look where the price came, right? Then you get your bounce, and then it comes back down to the 48. The traffic light gave you plenty of opportunity. And in fact, if you believe traffic light to traffic light, you would have literally been able to ride this all the way to the promised land. These green traffic lights are keeping you in the play. They are keeping you in the play. Life wisdom. That's pretty fucking good, right? That is, wow. You have to believe in what the chart is telling you. Okay? Like, you don't have to trust me. I don't expect you guys to trust a brown dude who likes coke and hookers, not really, on the other side of a screen, right? I mean, no. My connection to you is through this chart. If you have this chart downloaded, that is your direct connect to me. Because this is how I view the chart. This is me in the matrix. And the thing is that nobody out there spells it out for you the way we do in very simple fashion. They rather draw fancy lines. They rather make themselves look really good as opposed to helping you look good, right? It's bad enough that the stock market is a self-interest game. It's self-interest. Basically, you're a fucking narcissist, right? Because you don't care who just lost their life savings as long as you're making money, right? So I'm trying to teach it out without self-interest and putting you guys out there so you could make money. Okay? Eli says, I haven't had a home run because I'm too conservative with gains. You know what? RBIs are what wins World Series, RBIs and defense. Well, I mean, the Yankees were killing it. You guys remember the 90s? I mean, they were just RBI machines. Yeah. But as it stands right now, these traffic lights, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Here we are. Here we are, guys. Right? You got to see me all big in the face because here we are. Now you know you have a level here. You have a level there. So, what are we doing? We're either going to close our position or we're going to defend this candle. We're going to defend against this candle. Why? Because RSI is hot as fuck. It's right here. It's right in front of your face. Oh, Baco caught this right, but guys, you know what's the beauty, right? I'm not concerned with how much I make. I'm not concerned with, like the big gains. What I'm concerned with is that day in and day out, my entries and exits, I know exactly why I entered and I know exactly why I exited, right? When you get to that point, it's everything else just falls in place for you, okay? So, where do we exit here? Well, again, we drew this line because we zoomed out and we saw a level. This is what we begin to defend. Logic prevails here. We're hot. You're already too far from the 13, right? It's already made a run. What goes up must come down. It must come down, right? And already you're starting to see price sensitivity. So, yeah, could it continue to run? Of course. But why would you risk guaranteed gains for uncertainty? Right? Eli, welcome to your own observation. Scale in. When you go ahead and you see a traffic light, you come in at 0.25% allocation. You can then add to your winners. You don't have to go all in. Start small, right? Start small. Miss Mandy, hi Gabe. Would you enter Tesla if it prints a candle above 217.50? All right, let's go ahead and look at Tesla. You guys want a clinic? I'm going to give you a clinic. Okay? Really quick here. Let's look at Tesla. We're going to do this, okay? So, would I enter this? No. No, I would not. Right? What you're doing is this is what you're doing. If you have the expectation that 217.50, or in this case, this level 217.65, if you're still on this train here, you're literally just getting hoodwinked, right? You're getting hoodwinked, right? If you're ready on this side of the trade and you're asking for more, you're just being absolutely greedy and you're not showing the composure of a surgical trader, right? Remember, if you're trading with emotions, you're going to be destroyed by bots that don't give a shit. And then you sit there and you're wondering why. And you go ahead and just try to create this narrative, this logic of, oh my God, the market's manipulated. No shit. But if you know it's manipulated, or if that's the theory you're going to create for yourself, the excuse you're going to make, then you're not acknowledging that, well, you had a traffic light here that paid you all kinds of money. Okay? Bots like Rita. Absolutely. Now, Rita is a system proving out that what we do works, right? It absolutely works. But again, Rita cannot be available to the public. Now you imagine, let's just say, Rita becomes a critical hit, and we got 1 million people who are subscribing to Rita. Now you guys are all going against each other. Now it's bot versus bot. It loses its competitive advantage by virtue of more people having her. Okay? I rather use Rita against emotional traders, right? Like those who want to go ahead and enter in hope that Tesla was going to keep mooning. I want Rita to say like, oh yeah, that's a level. Go fuck your mother, I'm out. Yeah, we would have suits showing up. My concern with scaling in is average goes up, and if it stops me out, the loss will be significantly bigger. Well, paper trade, man, right? Paper trade and just play according to portfolio size and your own tolerance for risk. Now, if you're sitting there saying like, well, I can't, I can't get those home runs, right? I can't hit those home runs. That's just your own nature, acting as like your cutoff switch. And everyone has a different level of risk, right? Over time, you will learn to take more risk, but you know what's the perfect time to take risk? When there's a good portion of your port that is absolutely free. I'll tell you this, right? And so we go back to the conversation with my son. 20,000 saved for the year. And he mobilizes that money over 5 years, never touching it. It's compounding. Now, here's the deal. If you go ahead and let's say you start with $10,000 and then now you got 50 grand, you know what? Instead of taking that money out to pay bills, maybe you do. Maybe you take out 2% to pay bills, right? It's money that you wouldn't have had otherwise, right? Danielle, thank you. But then you go ahead and you can afford to take risk on the free money that the market gave you, right? Free calculated risk. So if you're timid, that means you have a romantic relationship with your money, which means that it could possibly be money that you can't afford to lose, which means that you need to reset your mindset and know that in the stock market, it's make and take, and you're going to lose, but make sure you lose less, and win more. Remember, focus on not losing money, because when you focus on not losing money, the opposite is true, okay? Let's go back to the chart here. As we called it with Tesla, Rita would have exited here. I would have exited here. Retail would have ended up buying at the top. Retail would have bought at the top and then bitch and complain on Webull that the market's manipulated and that they don't want. Apparently, there's a man out there. There's an all-powerful, mighty man that doesn't want Tesla over 217. It's such a crock of shit, right? If you rather create those, there's a man up in the cloud who's controlling everything in the stock market, even though there might be a partial truth to it. But if you're going to use that as an excuse to your failure in the market, then, bro, you're doing it wrong, right? You're doing it wrong. Composite man. Oh, well. Anyways, going back to this, if you're looking at it, you got traffic light here. And yeah, she was coming on down. Now, if you could go ahead and having a faith in this system, and you see RSI is hot here, right? Logic tells you that this level is an important level by virtue of RSI being stupid hot. You get your rejection. You make your money. It comes back up to the level. You get your rejection once again by virtue of this candle. You make your money. You're able to front run even the traffic light. But again, guys, you have to put it all together. You got to put it all together. Please. I'm going to do this every fucking morning, proving out this system. Every fucking morning, proving out this system. I think one of the grandest mistakes I've made, and a disservice that I have, I've committed to the community. I've committed a disservice in that you call out tickers, and I'm literally guiding you through the play, as opposed to me breaking down the logic to the play. That way, instead of asking me for an opinion, you're telling me, hey, Gabe, I'm getting in here. Gabe, I'm getting out here. And then guess what we're doing? We're vibing just like STV and I do. I shoot him a text, he shoots me back. It was like 100% agreement. We're on the same Wi-Fi network because we're seeing the same thing. So what I want to do is constantly burn in the system and the strategy into your brains each and every day, right? You don't watch my streams to make money. You should be making money, period. What you need is the confirmation bias that's required for you to believe in this system. Okay? 344 overnight spy put. Okay, so you just embarrassed me. Holy fuck. You just embarrassed me. Good stuff. Okay. Now, let's go back to the chart. Let's go back to the chart. Let's give out a ticker, guys. We're going to break out the ticker, and you're going to see how the strategy is exactly the same each and every day, each and every trade, each and every ticker. It's the same. Okay? Shop. Let's do it. So Shopify on the 1 minute. Ooh, okay, you guys are throwing it all out there, right? It's Shop, it's Google. Shop is just consolidating here. This is just a very quick overview of what I'm seeing here. Nothing truly actionable. The traffic light came down to a level. Right. In this example, as it's coming down, you're establishing your risk at the 13. Once it breaks to 48, it gives 0 fucks, and it comes down to a level of which you print. Right? We're going to move along. Let's go ahead and look at Google. This is another great example of managed expectations. Where did I get that? It was right here. It was right here. Look at that. There's nothing godly of what I do. I just pay attention. Level, traffic light, risk to risk, didn't lose much. Enter here, run up to a level. You got paid. Game over. We're done here. You got another traffic light coming down, right? Now you establish the 13 as your risk. Establish the 13 as your risk. Does this make sense? Does this make sense, or am I wasting my time and maybe I shouldn't stream anymore in the morning? Maybe I should boycott these streams, right? Because if I'm not making sense, then I'm wasting your time and I'm wasting my time. And the only way I'm making sense is if you guys, right, acknowledge what I'm saying and put it to fucking practice. Okay? It's right there. Trade1348.com, right? 14 days free. Go get you some. Is my Twitter down again? Really? Let's see. No, I think I'm still here. Hopefully. Yes, I'm still here. Okay. Daniel, you're very welcome. All right. Let's look at Lyft. Doesn't matter the ticker, right? Doesn't matter the trade. I typed in ticker. I'm an idiot. All right. What was it again? Let's see. Lyft. Okay. Let's look at Lyft. All right. Quick look at Lyft. Well, man, Lyft felt a lot like Nvidia. Oh man, this whipsaw. Barely a shit stock, trading just over 10. Because it's cheap, you're going to get a lot of volatility like this because, well, retail likes cheap shit for whatever reason. But here you go, traffic light to traffic light. If you play this to the downside, you have your level here. There's really no excuse as to One, if you took this trade, you had a level, but you're so far away from the 13 and the 48 to establish a level of risk that you would wait for the retracement. By virtue of being patient and waiting for the retracement because price action is too far away, you get the reversal. From there, you get a traffic light with a call signal. Again, too far away. You wait for the retracement. Now, this is where you're making money. You're making money as you go ahead and hit the 200. But wait, there's more. By virtue of entering on the retrace down on the bottom here, possibly below the 48, you are still and only risking the 48 while price action comes back down to the 13 on its way up. I need you guys to do homework. I need you guys to watch these replays, right? I need you guys to watch these streams, replay them, but I also need you guys to evaluate your trades when the day is done. Don't look at your winners and try to duplicate the winners. That's why everybody says, like, oh, Gabe, I would love to see your trades. Why? I'm winning. You learn nothing from that. You'll learn from losses. You'll learn a shit ton. And what you'll see is that your loss and your win has a totally different mechanical setup. And you know this. And you know this. Guys, go ahead. It's free for 14 days. Allow me to prove myself and this system to you in 14 days. Trust me on this. You are going to make bank. If we look at Apple, where did Apple come up to? You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's right there. It's right there on the 1 minute. Where did Apple come up to before it got rejected? You think this is a game here? It's not a game. This is not complicated. Okay? You don't have anything actionable here on the 1 minute at market open. So you get the traffic light to the downside. Okay, like you get stopped out here. Traffic light to traffic light. Let's do this. You go ahead and enter this traffic light right here. Right? You're thinking downside. But then you get another traffic light. And that traffic light at most is 20 cents risk on the actual stock. But then you reverse your position right here on this traffic light. You get the retracement. And you're welcome. $1.38. What is your net on this? This is going to be $1.18 net on this move. Your trading day should be done at that point. Right? Marcus. But I'm selling you truth. If you don't like it, go buy now. As in, get out of here, bro. Okay? When you're buying your winners, do you buy at ask while it's at running, or you buy at the mid? No, I'm buying at mid. I'm still trying to get the best fills always. The only time I go markets when I'm trying to get the fuck out. Like, I want to get out, right? But I'm still always looking for the best fills. All right, cool, man. No disrespect. Love back to you, but okay. I got what, 9 minutes? Okay, listen. All right. This is where I'm gonna get as real as I need to be. All right. Just because you don't believe in yourself, don't go ahead and discount what I'm teaching, right? Maybe what I'm teaching you is not just the charts. Maybe what I'm teaching you is to believe in yourself a little more. Maybe you are degenerate. Maybe society and life just forgot about you. Maybe you're just not happy with your current situation, right? And because you're not happy in that current situation, you have a domino effect. There is a domino effect. It starts affecting other aspects of your life. Well, you got to start somewhere, right? And I think that the first step in this is to have absolute confidence in yourself before you go ahead and begin doing something like this. Why? Because toxicity is cancerous. When you're toxic, right, it spreads to other people. Now, think about what's happening when your life is shit and you're toxic, then your wife becomes toxic, then your kid is getting suspended in school for jerking off in the middle of the cafeteria. Weird shit like this, right? Again, that toxicity spreads. So what you have to do is be able to create that bubble of positivity. And I'll tell you this, and I'll be very, very frank, there's nothing special about who the fuck I am. Nothing. Nothing. Right? STV is brilliant. There's quite a few of you who are absolutely brilliant. That makes you special. That's your first positive. If you want to emulate what I'm doing, you need to first have confidence in yourself and do things with conviction, right? If you're going to learn this system, you're not learning the system to make money. You're learning the system to become a better trader. Now, when you become a better trader, the consequence of becoming a better trader is you're making more money. Not bad, right? So, again, if you're not confident in yourself, please don't go ahead and shit on what I'm teaching, right? It says a lot more about you than it says about me because I'm still going to be here whether you're here or not. Whether you're going to hate or love me, I'm still going to be here living my best version of myself, right? I'm just living life, having fun, trading. And hopefully I can make an impact on a couple of people in my lifetime. All right. Let's see. What's crazy is even if you don't join, this information is better than anything out there. Coming from an OG. Richard Lopez, I appreciate you there. Okay. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. Okay. Life is basically what you make it, right? Shit in, shit out. Positive vibes in, positive vibes out. Believe that the universe always wants to balance the book on your ass. Always. And if that's the case, keep those positive energies, you will get paid your dues because you absolutely deserve it. All right, Airbnb. Let's look at this really quick. Do I think it's a trade? At this moment in time, I really don't see anything truly actionable by virtue of traffic light here, call signal here, level here, and she's got ways to go between 142 and 140, right? That drop down to the 200 could be painful. I would not be looking to play this call side. Absolutely not. Look at the MACD trending down, right? Moving average on the RSI trending down. We go to the 5-minute, you can see it's trending up. Let's go ahead and see if we can find this level here. We don't find a level within 7 trading days on a 5-minute, so let's go to the 4-hour. And let's see. There's a level somewhere. There is a level approximate to here, possibly. And then I'm going to draw out this level right here as well. Now, this makes hella sense. Does it not? This makes hella sense. Now, let's go to the 5-minute. And amazingly, the levels create a trend that respect even this 200 here, right? So if this is going to be your channel, right, I see more risk if you're going to play it to the upside than to the downside. That's what I see. Okay. Anyways, that is Airbnb. No, it's not a trade right now. Joyful says these lights are serious. They absolutely are. Thank you. Chuck, I can't advise you. If I have to advise you, then you're really not grasping the system here. I trade between a 5 and a 1, right? Every time frame there's risk, right? You minimize the risk by having absolute consideration for your levels, your EMAs, and absolute consideration for your portfolio. That's how you manage risk. How Tesla break out? It was funny. The Tesla video is fucking Tesla video. That Michael Jackson video is fucking hilarious, right? Anyways, Tesla on a 5-minute. You see the rejection here? Come on, man. I sound like a broken record here. To get the rejection here. Now you get a put signal, but you have an EMA sandwich. You have RSI pivoting up, which is then voiding this put signal, which is telling you, you know what, sit on the sidelines right now. There's no money to be had right now. What are you going to do? You're going to trade for crumbs? You're going to risk it for crumbs? No. I want to risk it for gains, not crumbs. It's already consolidating, which means that the market is now exhausted, which means that there are so many people out there that made money already that they're just hanging out in the sidelines and they're going to wait for 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock to start getting that volatility going again. But right now, it might not be the time to trade. If you made your money, God bless you. It's a wrap. AC Garcia, if you're asking that question, I suggest you spend more time in, let's see, Gabe, I'm touching pretty. Why do you trade 2 weeks out of expiration when you're trading 3-minute charts? So much could change. Bro, you have absolutely no clue. Do not come here and ask me a question that's already been answered in curriculum. All right. Oh, Dr. Grundon.
Nvidia.
Absolutely.
Nvidia.
All right.
Nvidia.
There you go. Anyways, guys, I have to get going. It's Thursday. I will not be available for the 12:30 stream today, so STV is going to take it away. I just got to do some adulting, right? No hee yet. Not yet.